The failures of Disney's arcade chain, DisneyQuest. I didn't even know that Disney had an arcade chain. And to be honest, in hindsight, that sounds like a great idea, dude. But my question is, how the hell is Disney literally world dominant, right? Like Disney has fulfilled my lifelong dream of total world domination, and all these things are failing, dude. The Disney arcade supposedly failed, right? They took the Disney store out of the mall, which I am still very, very upset about, even though I never bought a single thing from that store. But it was very nice to go in there and look every now and then, you know what I'm saying? So Disney, you gotta get your shit together, okay? This is not good. You got all these great things, you got all this money, all this power, and you're still taking L's. Disney, what the hell's wrong with you? They need me. They need me to make things happen. I'm telling you.
On September 28, 1995, the video game developer Sega announced plans for a new ambitious project. Their goal was to create location-based themed entertainment centers, a hybrid of amusement parks and arcades, and place them throughout the United States. The concept was simple enough. Instead of putting arcades into malls, they wanted to put malls into arcades. In order to do this, they would create state-of-the-art games and attractions, and insert them into complexes complete with small shops and food courts. Sega had tested the idea in Japan.
Now I'm sitting here thinking about it, bro. Think of Disneyland, right? The shit that they be doing in Disneyland is crazy. Like some of the animatronics, even though they are nightmare-inducingly terrifying, right? Like, they're so advanced and complex, right? The characters walking around, the food, everything, right? So it seems like Disney, they know how to create state-of-the-art, unique entertainment experiences. So an arcade sounds like the greatest fucking thing, dude. Like they had Disney Arcade, bro. Like an Incredibles video game where you gotta get your ass whooped by Frozone, bro. Like, that sounds like a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of upset that I didn't get to experience this.
In the mid-'80s, and reactions had been positive. The industry seemed promising in the United States as well, with chains such as Dave & Buster's finding success with a similar concept. Sega had the resources to physically build the indoor amusement centers, but it couldn't hurt to partner with a company that could drive the project creatively. They would find a partner in a familiar entertainment company that starts with a D. That's right, DreamWorks. Sega and DreamWorks announced their partnership to create a chain of indoor amusement centers named GameWorks, with filmmaker Steven Spielberg providing significant creative input. GameWorks would grow over the next 2 decades, opening over 30 locations both in the United States and around the world. The chain sounds a lot like another venture attempted by an even larger creative force. The Walt Disney Company and its subsidiary, Disney Regional Entertainment, would develop an indoor entertainment center for families named DisneyQuest that would debut in 1998. However, Disney Regional Entertainment was not even created until over a year after the GameWorks announcement. So did Disney copy the idea? It's certainly not the first time they've mimicked concepts under the helm of CEO Michael Eisner. The question is, why? Out of all of the entertainment concepts sprouting up in the 90s, why GameWorks? Most of the locations and attractions that Eisner imitated pose a direct threat to the amount of tourists
Bro, I could just imagine, you know those racing games? You know those racing games where you actually sit in a seat and you actually have gas pedals and you actually have the steering wheel, right? Think about it, right? You got one of those, but it's cars. It's cars, right? And you drive in, right? And then you mix it with one of those ones where it's like a pie that like moves, right? And then imagine, right? It's the scene where Lightning McQueen just crashes, and you're racing the gang, and then you just swerve into the wall, and then the chair just starts flopping everywhere. It tips you upside down, crashes you fracture like a wrist or something, bro. You just experience physical pain as you can be fully immersed in this Cars game. I think it's a great idea, but brutally maimed right there in front of your 8-year-old's birthday party. I don't see how it could fail.
Disney's parks.
I really don't.
But GameWorks wasn't stealing any business from Disney. The locations hadn't even been announced. So why expand into an emerging, volatile market and take on a company that has more experience and resources in that field? That risk does not seem to make sense from a business perspective. But it makes perfect sense if you look at it from a completely different angle. Who founded GameWorks? Sega and DreamWorks. Who founded DreamWorks? Steven Spielberg, David Geffen, and Jeffrey Katzenberg, the former head of Walt Disney Studios that had constantly butted heads with Eisner and had been ousted
Steven
from the company
Spielberg
a year
made
prior.
DreamWorks?
Disney
I
Regional
did not know
Entertainment
that
was
till
in
just
part
now.
created as an easy way to
how am I
expand the
just
Disney
finding
Parks
about
experience
this?
to smaller cities throughout the United States. But there was something bigger going on here. Eisner was spiraling, and he was taking the Walt Disney Company down with him.
Season 2, Episode 15, DisneyQuest. Created by Kevin the Purger. Shout out Kevin. All my homies love Kevin. I'm going as Kevin for Halloween. It's a fact.
Fly over Mars.
I'm a Kevin stan.
Prehistoric jungle. Tour a house that has not yet been built. It's called virtual reality, and as Jay Shaver found out, all it takes is a special helmet and a glove, and you're off.
You're gone, John. Your history.
It's a computer-generated world where you see and move and feel. Will real life ever be the same?
Though it had been implemented into specialized use for fields such as medicine and engineering since the 1970s, virtual reality technology wasn't seen as ready for consumers until the 1990s. One of the first commercial uses of the technology would be the insertion of virtual reality pods into arcades, malls, and movie theaters. These had horrible graphics, constrained movement, high costs, and generalized filth. The system in one game could easily cost around $50,000 to purchase, and generally cost the consumer around $5 to play, which would be closer to $100,000 to purchase and $10 to play.
And look at where we've gone, bro. Look at where we've gone, right? VR went from terrible graphics, awful gameplay, with horrible gaming choices in virtual reality pods within arcades. Now, virtual reality is readily accessible on your smartphone to people watching VR porn, bro. This is developed as a concept for family fun game centers and people watching VR porn on it now. Like, look at where humanity has gone. Look at where evolution has brought us, dude.
When adjusted for inflation. With the high costs involved, VR cafes began to open across the country, allowing patrons to try out the latest in VR technology. While excitement around VR remained, the boom of VR arcade games tapered off by the mid-90s. By then, the idea of VR had caught the attention of video game console producers, such as Sega and Nintendo, both of which attempted to create VR headsets for home use, both meeting less than ideal results. By the late 90s, the future of the medium was bleak, but GameWorks, and therefore Disney, saw potential, and virtual reality games and simulators would be the main attractions of both of the planned complexes. On June 20th, 1995, Disney announced that the Walt Disney World Resort Shopping District, the Disney Village Marketplace, would receive a major renovation. In September of 1997, it would be renamed to Downtown Disney. In its 20-year existence, the marketplace had already undergone a few major expansions. The most notable of these was the addition of Pleasure Island, an elaborate-themed nightclub district that debuted.
Pleasure Island, virtual reality, after we just got done talking about what I just said. Interesting. I kind of like where this is going. I wanna, what is it, Pleasureville? I wanna go there, VR. Right, I spend one day with Riley Reid. Let's fucking
the complex
go.
In two, with the other section being named the Marketplace. These two sections saw their theming slightly adjusted in order to fit the Downtown Disney renovation, and a new area, named Downtown Disney West Side, opened as well. This new section would include a Cirque du Soleil show, a Planet Hollywood, and a ginormous indoor theme park.
You know what I'm saying?
DisneyQuest opened its doors on June 19, 1998.
West Side.
There was little build-up to its debut, and the structure was nearly finished a year prior to its opening, with Disney refusing to confirm or release any information, not even announcing its official name until a few months before. The public and the press were confused on what exactly would be inside of the large building when it opened, and Disney Regional Entertainment seemed the most confused of all. The subsidiary's president, Art Levitt, acknowledged that the team was having a difficult time describing DisneyQuest. It was more than an arcade, but it wasn't really a theme park either. When questioned in the months leading up to its opening, Levitt and other executives referred to the complex as the ultimate interactive adventure, which means almost nothing if you think about it. Disney provided a few press releases and promotional material, but overall, the debut of Disney Regional Entertainment's flagship concept was surprisingly quiet. Still, in the summer of 1998, a large crowd gathered to enter DisneyQuest for the first time, not sure what to expect from the new experience.
Hello, I'm Michael Eisner. I'm here in the virtual reality studio where Disney Imagineers are creating a whole new world of storytelling. Tiny TV screens inside this headset actually allow you to step into the world of Aladdin on a magic carpet.
Hell yeah, it's like Tiana Trump right here on my lap.
Only exists
Let's fucking go.
Reality.
And it's Disney. Oh my god, dude, I just had the greatest idea. VR porn, but it's Pixar moms. Oh my god! Imagine Mrs. Incredible making it clap in VR, dude. That'd be the greatest fucking... Disney, pay me. Disney, I just gave you the greatest fucking idea, but I'd make you millions. It would make you... Imagine, what's her name? Aunt Fanny from Robots, dude. Get a face full of Aunt Fanny. Dude, Disney, I'm putting you on the game. Disney, I'm telling you, bro, send me a nice little check and you can use that, dude. I'm telling you. That'd be the greatest fucking thing, bro. Like, imagine. Like, the lady from Big Hero 6 with the mommy milkies. Bro, I'm telling you, it'd be an experience. Everybody come to that arcade.
You see not just what's on the screen, but what's above, around, and behind you. And you control when you return to the real world.
I'm rock hard now. Okay, you took it too far. Whoopi, you took it too far.
Welcome to the wonderful world of Disney.
The building was a huge 5-story, 100,000 square foot blue box. On the front and back of the building, there was a large set of Mickey ears with DisneyQuest in large print. The building had no windows, adding to the mystery surrounding its contents.
Dude, it looks cool as fuck.
Concept art for the complex gave the building a slightly different, more three-dimensional style, also incorporating a proposed monorail track to the downtown Disney complex. Exterior ticket booths were located to the left of the entrance. Guests would enter on the ground floor, a simple yet elegant lobby. There were bronze busts of famous Disney characters placed throughout the room. The centerpiece was an artificial sky, with supercalifragilisticexpialidocious surrounding the trim of the faux window. This was the setup to the illusion that the elevators were actually flying you to a new land. It was a subtle and fun touch. At the end of the lobby were the turnstiles to get on the elevator. Once through, guests boarded the highly themed lifts, named the Cyberlators. These featured an en-route show, starring the genie from Aladdin. This 45-second video explains to guests that they are being transported not just to the next level, but to a new location entirely. After this, the elevator doors opened, and guests entered DisneyQuest. Like the classic castle parks around the world, DisneyQuest was designed with a central hub, known as Ventureport. Upon entering the main area, guests could see a structure that appeared to be a futuristic telescope. Connected to Ventureport were 4 bridges, known as gateway branches, leading out to each themed zone. These were Replay Zone, Score Zone, Create Zone, and Explore Zone. The Replay Zone, located on floors 3, 4, and 5, featured Midway on the Moon, a classic arcade where guests could play games like Pac-Man, air hockey, skee-ball, and Tron. An attraction called Buzz Lightyear's Astro...
Y'all don't want the smoking skee-ball. Y'all do not want the smoking skee-ball, bro. I am the Michael Jordan. I am the Michael Jordan of skee-ball. I am the Michael Phelps of skee-ball. I am the Michael Jackson of skee-ball. Might as well just change my name to Michael when I play skee-ball, bro. Because I am the greatest to ever fucking do it. They put skee-ball in the Summer Olympics. Dude, I'm taking gold every year, bro. Bringing pride to my nation.
Guests could see a structure that appeared to be a futuristic telescope. Connected to Ventureport were 4 bridges, known as gateway branches, leading out to each themed zone. These were Replay Zone, Score Zone, Create Zone, and Explore Zone. The Replay Zone, located on floors 3, 4, and 5, featured Midway on the Moon, a classic arcade where guests could play games like Pac-Man, air hockey, skee-ball, and Tron. An attraction called Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters also resided in this area. This was much different than the Buzz Lightyear dark rides that can be found at Disney parks throughout the world. DisneyQuest version was an attraction that combined bumper cars with dodgeball. Each vehicle contained 2 guests. One would drive the car, and the other would fire dodgeballs at the other vehicles. The next zone was Score
shooting
Zone,
headshots
also located
only.
on floors 3, 4, and
Nah,
5.
bro, you
The
go up
main
against
game
me,
in this
you leave
area
it with
was the
brain
Mighty
damage.
Ducks Pinball Slam. Guests would stand on platforms and lean in different directions, controlling a virtual pinball on a large screen. Another game in the Score Zone was one of DisneyQuest's premier VR attractions, Ride the Comics. Guests would don large visors and hold motion-detecting sabers, swinging them violently as they fought villains in a digital superhero world. There were multiple bays, made to look like spaceships. The last attraction in the Score Zone was Invasion, an extraterrestrial alien encounter. In extension to the Magic Kingdom attraction that had opened 3 years prior, Invasion continued the world building that extraterrestrial alien encounter began. In the game's story, a space outpost filled with American colonists is being invaded by alien monsters. In a moment of desperation, the President of the United States enlists the help of L.C. Clench, the chairman of XS Tech,
in the
played
fuck
once again
is
by
that?
Jeffrey Jones. In a pre-show video, Clench describes his new military
Look just like a
technology,
normal politician
the
to me.
XS-5000, that requires a pilot and multiple gunmen to operate. After the pre-show, players would enter the XS-5000 and be teleported to the planet. Operating 2 joysticks, the gunmen had the ability to shoot lasers or missiles, as well as capture colonists. The pilot would navigate the ship around and eventually back to the teleporter, and also trigger the ship to jump to get out of tough situations. The immersive experience used 3D graphics and a variety of multi-angled screens. During the 4-minute game, players would run into some familiar-looking monsters,
this looks
with
cool as
grotesque
shit.
designs similar to those found in the Magic Kingdom
This
attraction.
looks cool as
The third
shit.
themed zone was the Create Zone, located on the 2nd floor. This area featured the Animation Academy, an interactive demonstration similar to those found at other Disney parks. In that, participants were given a tutorial on how to draw Disney's animated characters. One difference was that DisneyQuest's version utilized digital touchscreens, while the others used paper. Due to this difference, the DisneyQuest attraction was only able to accommodate 18 guests at a time. Other attractions in the Create Zone included Radio Disney Songmaker, which allowed guests to create their own original song by mixing different styles.
Dude, they would not like me, bro. I'm telling you. After every just send me to the animation studio. I'm drawing Mrs. Incredible, bro. I'm drawing Mrs. Incredible from the back, dude. You put me in the Radio Disney studio, I'm dropping a diss track. Stop fucking playing with me. I'm dropping the meanest diss you ever heard, bro. Like it's,
Attraction was
I'm
only able to
spitting
accommodate
fire,
18
dude.
guests
The
at a time.
building's getting
Other
burned
attractions in the
down with
Create
my
Zone included
flames. I'm
Radio
gonna be
Disney
spitting in
Songmaker,
there.
which allowed guests to create their own original song by mixing different styles, sounds, effects, lyrics, and more. Sid's Create-A-Toy, a Toy Story-inspired area that let guests combine different toy parts to create a new one, and Magic Mirrors, which allowed guests to take a picture of themselves and manipulate it into a cartoon. The most popular attraction in the Create Zone was
That's just
Cyberspace
Snapchat.
Mountain. Cyberspace Mountain was a simulator ride in which guests could design their own roller coaster. It began with a tutorial presented by Bill Nye the Science Guy,
Bill
explaining
Nye,
to
that's my
riders how
guy.
to properly construct their
Me and
coaster.
him go way back.
Cyberspace Mountain allowed guests to ride their creations in a simulator car capable of tilting, turning, and even flipping them upside down. A more advanced version of this concept
Oh,
was
see,
later
that's what I was
tilting,
talking
turning,
about. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about the cars, right? It's you sit in it, it moves, right? It flips you upside down, twists and turns. Bro, I'm creating the most psychotic roller coaster that literally just spins round and round, and you're leaving with like a concussion. Like, dude, don't put me in this place, bro. I'm telling you.
and even
I'm
flipping them
not
upside down. A more advanced version of this concept would later appear in Disney parks as the Sum of All Thrills, a 2009 addition to Innoventions in Epcot. The last zone was the Explore Zone, located on floors 1 and 2. Guests could get to the area either by the stairs or from the 3rd floor Aladdin-themed Cave of Wonders slide. However, this was closed after less than a year of operation. The Explore Zone had 3 large attractions that were technological marvels for their time. The first attraction was Aladdin's Magic Carpet Ride. This attraction was another VR game that required a headset. Guests would sit on a motorcycle-like seat, and after putting on the headset, would find themselves magically transported to Agrabah. Guests would ride on the magic carpet while attempting to release the genie, who was trapped in the Cave of Wonders. The second attraction, Hercules in the Underworld, was a 3D attraction that took guests on an adventure with the characters from the film. Groups of players, each with their own joystick, steered Pegasus and the heroes in an attempt to defeat Hades. The third immersive attraction was the Virtual Jungle Cruise. Guests would board an inflatable raft, sitting on top of a large pad in front of a screen. The game started in the Jungle Cruise at the Magic Kingdom before a virtual skipper sends
Ain't that
guests
the
to
movie
the
with
age
The
of the
Rock?
dinosaurs. The skipper accidentally drops the device that controls the time
just, like,
machine,
just
and guests
drop-
paddle down the river in an attempt to grab it.
Like
The
a
pad
week
below
ago or some
reacted
shit?
to the players' paddles and the flow of the water to maximize realism. A less immersive attraction in Explore Zone was Treasure of the Incas.
That's a great point. That's a great point. VR today is so much more advanced than it was. This was what, the late 90s, early 2000s, right? VR is so much better. Like, my phone is VR capable. All I gotta do is get one of those headsets and you just put your phone in it and boom, there's VR, you know what I'm saying? So VR is a lot easier to use, it's a lot better, it's not as terrible, it's got way better graphics, that you can use real life shit now, you know what I'm saying? So if they remade this entire thing with the updated VR technology, it'd go fucking crazy, dude, I'm telling you.
Which had guests drive toy trucks through a maze in order to win prizes. The drivers operated the vehicles on a screen, and a teammate that could see the top of the maze would yell directions at them. DisneyQuest also had a few restaurants that guests could eat at. These counter-service eateries were Food Quest, the Wonderland Cafe, and the Cheesecake Factory Express, a smaller-scale cheesecake factory concept exclusive to DisneyQuest. Once guests had explored the entire complex, they would walk down a spiral staircase and exit through the first floor gift shop. Despite the lack of marketing, DisneyQuest at Downtown Disney was a success, sucking tourists and shoppers through its shiny new gates. However, Disney Regional Entertainment was not surprised or impressed by the crowds it initially drew. After all, it was located within the Walt Disney World Resort, catering to a dedicated, if not captive, market. In fact, it seems that Levitt and Disney Regional Entertainment didn't view DisneyQuest Orlando as the chain's official debut. It was a mere test for the planned regional complexes, and the next DisneyQuest to open would be given the fanfare one would expect from Disney.
Yeah, bro. Putting it inside Disneyland doesn't seem like that great of a concept, you know what I mean? Because if you think about it, right, you're already paying a stupid amount of money just to get into Disneyland. Now you gotta pay even more money to enjoy that crazy ass arcade, you know what I'm saying? So putting it outside like they do with the Dave & Buster's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, right, there's like a 7-Eleven and like a Walmart down the street. Do that, you pull up with the gang, you know what I'm saying? VR boxing, yeah, but do it real life. Like if you're a VR boxer, you got the headset on, have somebody, like hire an employee who gets paid solely for beating your ass, you know what I'm saying? Like if you get punched in the VR boxing game, the real life dude will just stand right in front of you and then just knock you right in the jaw. If he punches you in the stomach, he's punching you in the stomach in real life, bro. You feeling every hit. I'd take that job. I'm telling you. I've got great ideas to Disney.
And I'm Jim Rose, and welcome to one of the most incredible places in Chicago this year.
Let's work.
It's called DisneyQuest, and it's located on the corner of Ohio and Rush in Chicago, just 1 block west of Michigan Avenue.
JR, right behind us is a 5-story building that is an indoor interactive theme park.
Ooh.
It is full of high-tech virtual reality games and gadgetry. I tell you, it is 90,000 square feet of pure fun, good family fun. And I guarantee there is no place in the United States like this except in Orlando.
And they
where the
weren't
original
paid to say
DisneyQuest
that,
is.
right?
Before DisneyQuest Orlando opened, DisneyQuest Chicago was announced. This would be the first of hopefully many DisneyQuests throughout the world, with Disney projecting around 30 locations. DisneyQuest Chicago opened a year after Orlando's, debuting on June 16, 1999. The complex, located on the corner of Rush and Ohio, was given a large opening celebration, with an entire television special documenting the ceremonies. The building was similar to DisneyQuest Orlando in that it was 5 floors, but it was slightly smaller at 90,000 square feet as opposed to Orlando's 100,000. Having DisneyQuest in Chicago was an ambitious step for Disney, but it was also a decision that made perfect sense. Chicago was the 3rd most populated American city, and it was also the birthplace of Walt Disney. It was far enough away from both Orlando and Anaheim to deliver Disney to an entirely new market. And GameWorks was set to open a location just outside of the city in the summer of 1999 as well. But that was probably just a coincidence. The main goal of DisneyQuest Chicago was to become the Magic Kingdom of the Midwest. Due to the lack of space for the Chicago location, some of the features and games were forced to have fewer stations, but the main layout and attractions remained the same. While many locals were excited to have a Disney theme park come to their backyard, experts and journalists were more skeptical. Apart from the criticism of the complex's cheesy architecture not fitting in with the surrounding area, they weren't sure whether Disney would see a return on the investment.
Yeah, bro, it's like, this is downtown Chicago, bro. You've got just giant gray skyscrapers and buildings and corporate buildings, right? And then you just got this giant bright blue box just right smack dab in the middle, bro. At least you know where the Disney's at. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. It's not like camouflaged in there with the rest of the city. It's just kind of. You drive by, you see the big ass blue building. You know, there's the fucking Disney building. But it looks like it just sticks out from everything else.
With the surrounding area, they weren't sure whether Disney would see a return on the investment. Interest in both GameWorks and DisneyQuest was dwindling fast. The ever-changing landscape of technology was diverting consumer focus to the internet and home consoles. And while the public was eager to experience both indoor amusement center concepts, the chances of locals becoming regulars was falling by the minute. This meant that DisneyQuest Chicago would have to rely more on tourists, which did not bode well for a large-scale regional expansion. While critics lacked confidence in DisneyQuest, Disney had far too much. The head of attendance calculating at the Walt Disney Company estimated that around 3 million guests would visit DisneyQuest per year. However, this would have been nearly impossible, as proved by this quote from a 1999 article from the Chicago Tribune. The average length of stay is in the 2.5 to 3 hour range, so to cram in 3 million visitors a year while maintaining some crowd control, DisneyQuest would have to stay open about 17 hours a day, every day, and remain at full capacity the entire time.
Jesus.
Apparently, no one had learned anything from the opening of Club Disney, which learned nothing from the opening of Euro Disneyland. In late 1998, Disney had announced that a third DisneyQuest would be built in Philadelphia. This location would have been located on the popular Market Street as part of an ambitious redevelopment of the area. The city was thrilled to be chosen by Disney, and by the time of DisneyQuest Chicago's debut, the space was being cleared in preparation for construction and was set to open in the summer of 2000. However, production delays pushed the project back to the summer of 2002. In late 2000, both DisneyQuest Orlando and DisneyQuest Chicago received a brand new attraction. Hercules in the Underworld was replaced by Pirates of the Caribbean: Battle for Buccaneer Gold, which featured large screens surrounding a miniature pirate ship that guests would board. Each player would have a physical cannon that would fire digital cannonballs at enemy ships. A more advanced version of the game's technology would later be used in Toy Story Midway Mania. Players would also encounter a serpent that looked very similar to the Lego model that opened at the Downtown Disney Lego store in 1997. Guests playing the game would have to defeat the Jolly Roger, which was not an easy task, and the majority of players would lose the game, with their boats sinking into the water. It is worth noting that both the Pirates of the Caribbean and Aladdin DisneyQuest games were designed by Randy Koch, a virtual reality specialist and professor famous for his talk and book, The Last Lecture, which he produced before passing away in 2008.
Weak-ass
The new
kids, stick to
Pirates of the Caribbean
Minecraft.
game
This
temporarily
is for real
reinvigorated excitement
gamers.
in the Chicago location, which had already waned in its 18 months of operation. Unfortunately, it was too late. DisneyQuest Chicago surprisingly did not live up to Disney's unrealistic expectations, and Disney announced that it would close the location on September 4th, 2001. The official reasoning was that the complex was simply not generating enough revenue for the company to justify paying the expensive rent of downtown Chicago. Also, the complex was diverting a massive amount of time and money that Disney and the Imagineers could be spending on more promising and more profitable projects. On top of this, reviews of the Chicago location had not been stellar. The lines were long, the price of admission, $16 for 2.5 hours of games, was too expensive for many, and the complex did not deliver the Disney magic that the theme parks could. DisneyQuest Orlando complimented the resort well, but DisneyQuest Chicago, alone in the heart of a busy city, felt cold and corporate rather than warm and colorful. Along with the announcement that DisneyQuest Chicago would be closed, Disney Regional Entertainment announced that DisneyQuest Philadelphia would be scrapped. Disney essentially abandoned the prime real estate in the middle of construction, leaving only a large plot of dirt. Locals coined it the Disney Hole, and to this day, it has not been developed further than a paved parking lot. This, along with the closure of Chicago, slightly tarnished Disney's reputation.
What did they do with the Chicago building? What is it now? Is it still bright fucking blue? Like, what do they turn it into?
In both regions. Despite the cancellation of all future plans for DisneyQuest, DisneyQuest Orlando remained open, receiving little attention from the company and little to no updates. Apart from the closure of the Cave of Wonders slide and the addition of Pirates of the Caribbean: Battle for Buccaneer Gold, the Treasure of the Incas interactive maze game would be closed after a few years of operation. Cell phone frequencies caused interference with the remote-controlled trucks, and on one occasion, one of the vehicles burst into flames, which is terrifying considering that this occurred in a building that had no windows and the main transportation system of a magic elevator. The space was eventually filled with Let's Go Jungle arcade games. The Magic Mirrors attraction closed in 2005 and was replaced with additional seating, and perhaps the most disappointing removal was the Cheesecake Factory Express around 2008. In 2011, the Cyberlator's screens were turned off, and they became just regular elevators. A few years after this, to help promote the film Wreck-It Ralph, a large structure of the title character as well as multiple Fix-It Felix games were added to the complex. These, along with a few minor additions and a few major closures toward the end of its lifespan, were the only changes DisneyQuest Orlando saw. The subsidiary Disney Regional Entertainment lasted until 2010, when it closed 5 ESPN zones and sold 2 more. The branch dissolved, with DisneyQuest being absorbed into Disney Parks and Resorts. The indoor theme park was left to die, with Disney giving discounts on tickets and sometimes offering them for free with certain vacation packages. Finally, on June 30th, 2015, it was reported that DisneyQuest was going to close at the end of 2016 to be replaced with a new NBA-themed attraction. However, 2016 came and went,
What is the attraction?
with DisneyQuest staying open the entire year. It wouldn't be until January 30th,
What is the
2017
attraction?
that Disney would announce
This is Orlando in what, early 2000s? The only good thing in Orlando basketball in the 2000s was Dwight Howard, dude. Like that's all people
DisneyQuest
care
final
about.
day was to be
Like,
July 2nd.
is it just a
To
giant
commemorate the
dedicated
closing,
building to
Passholder
Dwight
discounts
Howard?
made ticket prices, which had
They
increased
replaced
slightly
the
in its nearly
giant
2 decades
Pinocchio
of
face
operation,
with Dwight Howard's
exactly
face?
$19.98, as a tribute to the year that it opened. After 19 years of operation, DisneyQuest closed its doors. The building sat abandoned for 1 month,
That looks
until
fucking
demolition
creepy.
began in August. Construction has begun on the NBA Experience, which is set to open in the summer of 2019. The closure of DisneyQuest Orlando, along
They
with
used
the
that for the
recent
bubble,
closure of
didn't they?
Anaheim's ESPN zone, brought an end to the ventures of
2020,
Disney
they used that for the
Regional
bubble, didn't
Entertainment, with every location of all 3 chains now defunct. But what about Michael Eisner? He seemed to be largely absent from the development and debut of DisneyQuest, unlike other projects, such as Euro Disneyland and Disney's America, where he was on the front lines promoting and explaining the new parks. He did endorse DisneyQuest in newspapers and a few television interviews, but it seemed to be less of a priority for him, and certainly not one of his passion projects. When the initial concept was pitched to him in the mid-90s, he told the Imagineers to, quote, "kill the project. Why should we go forward with it? So what if we can make money?" The exact reasoning for the strong reaction and what eventually changed his mind is hard to say. Maybe it was as selfish as the announcement of GameWorks, in his desire to take on his former partner and new rival. Maybe it was as innocent as the Imagineers strengthening the concept and presenting the promises of the new technology. Either way, the lack of attention on DisneyQuest was typical of Eisner's second era. 1994 was the watershed. Frank Wells' passing, Euro Disneyland's failure, the defeat in Virginia, and his own health issues had turned the ambitious, creative executive into an and his own health was the
Boston
watershed.
Tea Party?
Frank Wells' passing, Euro Disneyland's failure, the defeat in
What is
Virginia,
the defeat in
and his own health
Virginia? That
issues
look like
had
the
turned the
Civil War.
ambitious, creative executive into an
rejoice with
unfocused,
fireworks.
fickle, and often angry CEO. The development of DisneyQuest was indicative of the state of the company after the tumultuous 7 years since Euro Disneyland's opening, and it was a mere preview of the mind-boggling creative choices and shocking business decisions that the next 7 years would bring. Their renaissance was over, and Disney was about to enter the 2000s. Buckle up. This is going to be a bumpy ride.
Buckle up.
Everybody's waiting, capiche? Now don't be late, babe.
That looks frightening. Dude, listen. The Disney Quest as a concept is a fire idea, but they just did a terrible job at executing it. Like I said, Disney, hit me up. I got you. You can reopen Disney Quest and it'll be a success. You'll have a spectacular grand opening if you just implement all of my ideas, dude. I'm telling you, bro. Like, get a giant statue of all the Pixar moms, and it's like you know what I'm saying, like true to like it's like made out of like actual like materials similar to the human body, so you like be grabbing on booties and stuff. I'm telling you, right. Have the Cars game where you can experience a real life-ending traumatic NASCAR crash, bro. I'm telling you, there's a lot of great shit that you can do. You know what I'm saying? Boxing. VR boxing, like I said, have some real dude just like sneak up on you and start punching you in the kidney. Like, I feel like if you implemented all of my amazing ideas into this already cool concept, I think it wouldn't have failed, bro. But as a concept, yeah, it's cool. They executed it poorly. But I think, hit me up, Disney. I got you.